Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to a match review as we take a look at what was a disappointing draw for 10-man Barcelona as they drew 1-1 away at Granada, where they played their second straight match in Seville in the last 4 days. Coming into this match, both Granada and Barca had won 2 games on the bounce, and while that means that a close outcome should have been expected here, Barcelona actually enjoyed large spells where they dominated proceedings, partly aided by the fact that Granada started out sitting pretty deep. However, the sending off of Gavi then threw a spanner in the works for La Blaugrana as Granada went all out and Barcelona eventually yielded to concede a late equalizer. The draw now sees Barcelona stuck in 6th after Real Sociedad recorded a 1-0 win against Celta de Vigo to get into the top 4. So, like we do in these match reviews, I'll take you through the tactical setup from both teams, then get into the team performance for talking negatives and positives, and finally picking out a man of the match. And like I would like you to do with all of the match reviews and previews on this channel, do hit like, and if you're not yet subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, and hit the bell as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tactical setup from both teams. Granada set up in a 4-4-2 formation with the following players: in goal, Maximiano, the back four of Kini, Diaz, Dorente and Neva, the midfield four of Marquis, Gonalons, Mia and Puertas, with a front two of Suarez and Molina. Barcelona, on the other hand, fielded a much-changed team from the midweek fixture against Linares as they started in a 4-3-3 with the following players: in goals, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, a back four of Dani Alves, Eric Garcia, Gerard Piqué and Jordi Alba, with a midfield three of Gavi, Nico and Busquets, and a front three of Jukla, De Jong and Ousmane Dembele. Let's now briefly talk about the team performance. Barcelona actually started this game pretty brightly and they did have the ball in the back of the net before even the 10th minute. Unfortunately, their goal was correctly ruled out for offside as Gavi had strayed offside during the build-up, but otherwise the first half was mostly dominated by Barcelona, and even though La Blaugrana didn't create too many chances in that first half, it was Granada who probably had the most clear-cut opportunity of the first half as Darwin Marquez drew a very good save from Marc-Andre ter Stegen with a low shot. The halftime score was 0-0. The second half started and Granada seemed to play more on the front foot, whereas they'd been sitting back during the first half. They took more of the initiative in the second half as they did attack Barcelona more frequently, and though that didn't lead to many clear-cut chances for them, they did put Barcelona under more pressure as they pressed higher and did win possession in some very dangerous places. But unfortunately for them, it was Barcelona who took the lead as Dani Alves picked out Luuk de Jong with a peach of a cross, and the Dutchman was able to open the scoring with what was a brilliant header. I should here say that Luuk de Jong was Barcelona's most dangerous player in this match, as most of Barcelona's goal-scoring opportunities or dangerous play in front of goal did actually involve the Dutchman. After finally taking the lead, Xavi Hernandez didn't waste time as he made some substitutions, taking off both De Jong and Jukla. I'm guessing he wanted to give a run out to Abde and Depay, who just returned after being out because of injuries and COVID. And maybe he did that a little bit with the midweek match as well against Real Madrid in mind, because you probably want to keep Jukla and De Jong as fresh as possible, because I'm not seeing how Depay or Abde is going to start in that match. Anywho, it was shortly after Xavi made his substitutions that probably the game-changing moment of this match happened, as Gavi was sent off for a second bookable offense in the second half, leaving Barcelona to play a man down for the last 11 minutes. And well, like we've seen so often from Barcelona, when they're on the road defending a lead, we saw it against Osasuna, we saw it against Celta de Vigo. The inevitable did happen and Granada found an equalizer, goal coming from Puertas after what was a bit of shambolic defending by Barcelona on the corner kick. And I should probably mention that before that, Barcelona did have some promising moments where they could have killed the game off, but unfortunately, They lacked some good decision makers in that front three, and they just weren't able to get that second goal. Anywho, 1-1 is how the match ended after 96 minutes. So let's move on and talk about the negatives and positives. Now, straight up, once again, my negative here is going to have to be Barcelona's struggles with creating against teams that defend deep. It probably has a lot to do with some players being unavailable, and also it had a lot to do on this occasion with what was a very poor display, I thought, by Ousmane Dembele, as he didn't do very much when he got on the ball, and he just generally didn't look like he had many ideas beyond trying to shoot from distance. My next negative has got to be the poor defending. Now, of course, in this case, we can probably say that our attack let us down more than our defense, because our defense did go 88 minutes without conceding a goal, whereas our attack only managed one goal. But having said that, once Barcelona had that lead, they should have been able to just see out the match. Unfortunately, that red card really did shift the dynamic of the matchup, so I won't be too harsh, but I will say that Barcelona's defending still needs to improve. Having said all that, I will talk some positives, and I think I will have to say the resurgence of form from Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Luuk de Jong is pretty good for Barcelona, considering just how bad things have been for Barca in terms of available personnel during this month of January so far. Now, of course, you can mention things like Ferran Torres being signed, you can mention Fati coming back from injury, Depay coming back from injury, Abde coming back from injury, Pedri, all those guys. But at the end of the day, it's good to see that the people who were called to step up in their absence, like, Luuk de Jong, did a good job deputizing. And I mean, look, this man, last week he was trying to score an overhead kick. This week he's trying to score a scorpion kick. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Luuk de Jong, like, bro, just keep it up. Okay, having said all that, I must now pick a man of the match. Now, last weekend, I thought that my man of the match was Marc-Andre ter Stegen for obvious reasons, and I did mention that it was a close call between him and Luuk de Jong. And once again this week, it is another close call between Luuk de Jong and the man who I eventually went with, Dani Alves. And I'm not just doing this for sentimental reasons, because the last match Dani Alves played for Barca, he assisted at Granada, and now his first match back, he assists at Granada again. But it was actually a solid performance from Dani Alves. Sure, there were some moments, especially in that first half, where he looked suspect when Marquis was getting testy, running at him. But I felt like he grew into the match more and more, and the longer it went on, the more clutch he became, The cross, then there were some wonderful tackles that he put in, last-ditch tackles. All in all, I think it was a wonderful display from him. And also, it was a good display from, I should say, Gerard Piqué, Eric Garcia, and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Like, there's a reason why it took so long for us to concede. I think those guys also played a part. But yeah, my man of the match was Dani Alves. So that is that from me. Ladies and gentlemen, what were your thoughts on the game? Who was your man of the match? And what were some of your negatives and positives? Let me know all of that in the comments. But for now, I say thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you soon, as Barca will be taking on Real Madrid on Wednesday. But until then, Forza Barca.